Try it. I don't know. This, whoa, seemed like it. Holy! Hello gamers, today we'll be using and reviewing all of the FALs in Phantom Forces. I think the only one that I really used is the 56-3 Para, which I have an obscene number of kills on. We can use the other ones as well. Whoa, what is this load? Oh yeah, this is with muzzle booster, isn't it? So the FAL 56-3 Para does 44 to 23 with a torso multi, so it can 3-hit very easily in CQC and kill with probably 1 torso, 1 head, or 2 headshots with 2 shots, and 3-hit otherwise, and it shoots at 700 RPM. It is really, really strong, and if you put the 45 conversion on, which I do recommend, this becomes 44 to 19. It has a pretty good max damage range and a pretty good minimum damage range, and it has a 50-round drum. It kind of just nerfs the gun in terms of basically every stat but magazine capacity when you use the drum, but the drum is well worth it, because it makes this gun literally a drum gun. I might not recommend you use muzzle booster on this. I just had it unlocked, so I was like, well, let's try muzzle booster. I just have like an obscene number of kills on this thing, so I was like, we'll try out muzzle booster. Otherwise, I probably recommend you use muzzle brake or compensator. Maybe even muffler, but probably not muffler, because this thing, the main thing that makes this thing super good is that it does AK-47 damage, actually more than the AK-47, and it shoots faster while being more accurate. So yeah, let's actually put on muzzle brake. Let's see if muzzle brake is better. Yeah, that's pretty good. You can tell it shoots slightly slower, but it doesn't matter. It still shoots at 700 RPM, which is pretty fast for a gun that does this much damage. I don't know. I would like to say that I started the FAL 50.63 Para like use and people talking about it, because if you look at my video, the date that I uploaded my original video on this thing, which was sometime during October of last year, you look at like 3 days later, Godstatus makes a video, Oscar makes a video, everybody's making a video like 3 days after I do. I'm not 100% sure. Probably not. I happened to unlock it. I used it after I unlocked it, and I was like, oh, this thing is pretty nice. And then I bought the 45 conversion on it later, and I was like, ooh, this thing is fun. It is definitely a gun you can abuse to get high kill games because it's super easy to use, and it has a 50-round drum and does good damage. You can 5-hit kill. What the heck? That was like a million ghost hit markers. It can 5-hit kill to like 170 studs probably. Maybe a little bit more. Probably 175, which is honestly really good considering like you get a 50-round drum, and that's the downside, is that it's a 6-hit in LRC. Like they could have given it a much bigger downside, but they didn't. This thing, it goes hard, dude. It loses its torso multi, which I guess is another downside, but it's not a super big downside, because then you just like do slightly less torso damage in CQC and LRC, and then you can't 5-hit with torsos. And before you could 4-hit if you hit all the torsos, so whatever. It has downsides, obviously, but it gets a 50-round drum. I guess we can look at the FAL 50 now and compare these two. Let's actually get out carbine, FAL 50.63 Para, FAL 50. So this one does 41 to 32. And this one does 44 to 23. The FAL 50 can 3-hit with torsos. Okay. The FAL 50 has, I guess, a better max damage range, but a worse minimum damage range, and a little bit more muzzle velocity, but the same pen and the same suppression. But I did not know about that. I guess it can probably 32 times 1.1. The answer. Okay, so it can 3-hit to the torso all ranges, which that is very good. But holy, this thing has... Does this have more recoil? Why does the FAL 50 have more recoil? So let's look at reloads and stuff. So it also has a worse reload, but not by too much, only 0.3 seconds. And this one has a better aim lock speed. They fire the same ammo type, and I think this one has... That's so weird, because this one has like a full stock. Okay, this feels like very recoily, but it could just be because I'm not used to using the default one. Let's actually check out the 56.3 Para. And we'll look at the Para Shorty in a second, but I just... Oh, okay, well... I guess default, I forgot how much recoil this thing has. But the FAL 50 almost feels more recoily. I only have 1 kill with this thing. I have not used this before, but that 3-hit to the torso kind of makes this thing almost better. But holy, all these guns have recoil. But I don't know, man. This might be something to look into. The reason that I haven't used this gun is because I thought the FAL 56.3 Para was really similar. And it is kind of similar, but they do have a lot of differences. Another reason is I bought the 45 conversion on the 56.3 Para. But yeah, same RPM as well. These are very interesting. Maybe I'll get a full loadout for this and then I'll like actually give it a go in the test place. Yeah, but now it has a better minimum damage range, but a worse max damage range and less damage in CQC. Oh, but it keeps its torso multi. These guns are like, they have so many differences that I like these differences. That's cool. From a review of these two, I think the FAL 50 seems like it has slightly more recoil, and yeah, it does less damage in CQC, but that doesn't necessarily change shots to kill unless you're using no 45 and you hit one torso and one head, and this thing can still 2 hit to the head. It can 3 hit to the torso all ranges, and it can still 5 hit all ranges if it has 45 conversion, which makes this thing with 45 slightly more usable because it can't possibly 6 hit. Well, it can technically still 6 hit, but chances are you're gonna hit torsos. Yeah, but of course this thing on Ravid, well, it does have that alt aim. This thing on Ravid in LRC with a terrible loadout is not gonna go that hard, but we'll give it a little bit of a go before we move on to the Shorty, because I want to see if this thing is actually really good. Wait, that guy's not dead? Ghost hit marker on a 7 health guy, dude. And I guess what made me not think the recoil was that bad, even without 45 conversion, is because before I was just using the alt aim. You can see that in my video from October about the 56.3 Para. But geez, these guns feel so powerful. I love them. And I think without 45, even with 45, these guns are balanced, but I think the FAL 50 might be a little bit better without 45 than the 56.3 because of the 3 hit to the torso and the fact that it does like 11 more. No, it does 9 more minimum damage. I don't know, dude. I love using these things on alt aim though. They're so much fun. Comment if you want a review video between these two guns, because I would really like to make one. I think it would be a good idea, but I just want to know if you guys are actually, you know, interested enough to actually do that. Ooh, controlling recoil will be like, this thing does way more minimum damage. Oh, I had alt aim on. Finally, it's a PDW. It's the FAL Para Shorty. This does 40 to 24 with a torso multi, so it can 4 hit torso all ranges. Has 2,000 studs muzzle velocity, so less pen, less muzzle velocity. I don't know about suppression, probably about the same. Same multis, less. It has more minimum damage than the 56.3 Para, but less than the FAL 50. But it does less damage than both of the FALs up close. It definitely has a quicker reload, and I don't think it has that much more recoil. I think the major downsides of this thing come from it doesn't do the same torso damage LRC, and it doesn't do the same damage in CQC. But the big upside of this gun is that it has a quick reload. It has very quick movement as well. Seeing some good handling from this gun, although the recoil is just as bad as the others. Maybe a little bit less? I can't really tell. Maybe because I have a Z point, that could be why. Let's try it. I don't know. This, whoa. Something that you should know is that this thing actually, well, it does have a stock. It doesn't have a stock, but it does have a stock. The thing is, to extend the stock, you have to have 450 kills. I don't know why. It makes no sense. And I don't know if the stock actually helps that much because it increases camera recoil, and camera recoil can be really annoying. But it reduces rotational and transitional recoil, which I don't know if this thing, I don't know what kind of recoil it has. I can usually tell if something has rotational recoil, but this doesn't really seem like it. Holy, I don't know, this is without a laser even, and I'm still able to like alt aim people with this. I love the FAL alt aim. It's so good. Oh, I really, nice job, man. The last bullet of the mag killed the guy from 100 studs away. Let's go. Hey, what? You stole that. I think I stole that so hard. The last one is a DMR. It's the SA58 SPR. It doesn't sound like it, but it definitely looks like a FAL. It does 48 to 30 with a torso multi at 2.1 times headshot multi. Pretty good damage ranges, pretty good muzzle velocity, suppression, and pen. You can tell it shoots slower, and it's not automatic. It's semi-automatic, but this thing hits like an absolute monster, and it's probably my favorite DMR. This thing can one hit to the head up to 50 studs, which obviously none of the other FALs can actually one hit to the head. The big thing is it doesn't actually have a good torso multi, and the minimum damage kind of sucks. It's kind of weird because it doesn't really play like a DMR. It kind of just plays like a semi-auto battle rifle, like a really weird conversion on a battle rifle, like basically any of the other FALs, and it doesn't even have alt aim. But up close, this does hit really, really hard, and the headshot multi is what really sets it apart from the other FALs because it has a 2.1 times headshot multiplier, which allows it to not only one shot to the head in CQC, but two shot to the head all ranges and do like 70 damage probably to the head, or like 60 damage to the head all ranges. What? I thought that guy was dead. Look at me being really accurate. You don't have to be very accurate. This thing shoots faster than a lot of the battle rifles do. It shoots faster than a lot of the DMRs do. I mean, I'm not going to go super far into this one because I've already made a dedicated video on it. It's called like, this underrated gun is super good or something like that. Just go scroll through my videos. You'll see it with this skin on. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.